Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to Mr. Hans To, the organizing committee for Virtual Science Fair 2021, and all participants. Welcome to Virtual Science Fair 2021. I am Farzana, and I will be your MC for today. Today is the last day of the career fair for the Virtual Science Fair 2021. And to wrap up our event, we are having the mock interview session as our last session. With us today, we have Mr. Hans, a certified professional resume writer, that will conduct this mock interview. So for our first session, we are going to have a group interview demonstration that will show you how an interview is usually done. But before we start, let me introduce you to our speaker for today. So, Mr. Hans To is a certified professional resume writer and a certified employment interview professional with over 18 years of experience. Since 2002, he has reviewed and written over 10,000 resumes of all levels of career progression. Mr. Hans is also actively involved in resume writing seminars and workshops, as well as participating in resume clinics, where he has engaged and shared his in-depth experience with more than 2,000 people attending his workshop. Good morning, Mr. Hans.
Good morning, everyone.
All right. Now, I am going to introduce each candidate that will be interviewed by Mr. Hans. Okay. So for our first candidate, we have Mr. Alex Ferguson. And some of his backgrounds are, he participated in the Maths Olympiad Malaysia 2020. He is a graduate from University of Malaya with a bachelor's degree in finance and accounting. Some of his experience is he interned at DHL E-commerce Malaysia, and he was a part-time barista at Starbucks Malaysia. And for our second candidate, we have Mr. Faris Jabbar. He participated in the Malaysian Chess Championship, and he graduated from Berjaya University College with a bachelor's degree in culinary arts. Some of his experience is he interned at Mandarin Oriental Kuala Lumpur, and he is also a freelance caterer. And our last candidate is Priyanka Padukone. She is a certified video editor, and she graduated from University Technology Malaysia with a bachelor's degree in graphic designing. Some of her experience is she interned at Vstory, and she is a freelance video editor. Without further ado, I would like to pass the stage to Mr. Hans to begin the session.
All right. Thanks to the MC for the lengthy introduction. All right. How are you guys? All three of you.
We're doing great. We're a little bit nervous.
Okay, no worry. This is a mock interview, and the most important thing is you're gonna get whatever feedback that you can from this session. Yeah. So this is how I want to do it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys a series of questions. All right. So you will take turn answering. I think probably the turns will be starting with Alex first, and then Faris, and then Priyanka. I think that's how the what they call that, the rotation is. Yeah. All right, so without further ado, let's start out with it. Time is very limited. All right, so the first question is, please tell me a bit about yourself. Yes, Alex, you can start on this.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Hans. So my name is Alex Ferguson, and I graduated from the University of Malaya with a degree in finance and accounting, in which I got the Best Student Award. Growing up, my family was always in a financial struggle. So we had to ensure that everything we purchased was on our budget. So I was already making budgets at a very young age for the things that we purchase, that we do. Even though my parents had a small business, we struggled to make ends meet. So from there, I found my passion for money. I would always manage the financial statements for my family's business. Growing up, I joined a lot of projects in which I became the treasurer for that particular project. This further enhanced my knowledge in money management. I've also volunteered for many charity programs, which includes a fundraising event, and where we raised almost 50,000. Basically, that's it.
For me, myself, hello, greetings. My name is Franz, and being a bachelor, sorry, holding a bachelor degree in culinary arts from Berjaya University, shows how passionate I am in this field, and especially because I participated in a lot of competitions revolving culinary arts, and also could hosted tea, for example, and also um I done some scattering in my past that actually made me very passionate throughout my days, and I also uh, how do you say, um, in volunteer in the local hawker stall to cook, and also to basically be the staff there. Also, my previous participation in Malaysian Chess Championship, critical thinking skills.
All right. Priyanka?
Hello, good morning, Mr. Hans. So I am Priyanka Padukun. I'm a graduate from University Technology Malaysia with a bachelor's in graphic designing. So I'm also planning to do masters, but that is more to my future planning. My specialize is in video editing, and I'm actually a certified video editor. I also have a knowledge in animation, but that's more to like my own learning. Like I learned it from YouTube and free course online. So apart from it, I have also interned in BizStory. It's an accounting software app for businessmen to track their organization's finance. So I was in charge in web design, and usually I will have to create a web design interface, software interface that is user friendly and attractive. And occasionally I will do their official posters and promotional videos as well. So at the same time, I have also done freelancing. So usually I'll use my expertise here, which is video editing. So I have edited a few short films, promotional videos, and any personal requests from the clients as well. And I have an official Instagram account for my business. So that's it about me.
Okay. All right. Everybody have their own answers. All right. Okay. Generally, I feel that the first thing is the structure of your answers are be it here and there, meaning that there's something about your study, something about your work, suddenly something about your passion. To me, it's always good if you can structure it in a very clear way. All right. Start out with like personal information a bit, and then after that you talk about your studies, and then those things that you do in studies with the extracurricular involvement, and also your internship. Then lastly you talk about the passion. So that's how you should structure it. All right. And in terms of like for Alex, for example, you mentioned about your passion for money because of your upbringing. Yeah. All right. So to me, it is best, at the end of that answer, right? You would need to share, how you plan to use these financial skills or money skills to create an impact for the company. So that's what I feel would complement the answer, to strengthen it further. All right. As for Pafaris, I feel that when you share about your culinary arts, you're talking about you participated in a lot of competition, really passionate about it. I think you can go a bit in depth, in terms of the things that you created. during I mean from using your culinary skills lah. So at least let people see, in a way that I know, culinary is about food. You should taste it instead of see it, but at least you can let people have an idea, on what you can create, and so that's important. And also for Priyanka, the most important thing I found out is basically your future planning, or talking about doing masters. Yeah, all right, all these future plans, like for example doing masters, doing your own business, it's best not to mention, because when you do that, either you're going to leave the company, or you're going to have not 100% concentration on their work. So you don't want that to have them to share that with them. It's best like you go in there, you tell them, okay, I'm going to work 100% of my effort, of my time there, regardless of what you have planned for your future. That's how it's supposed to be, like, be politically correct, you call it, like, huh? All right, so that's on that. Okay, on the second question, what I want you guys to do is you got to mention, what job you're applying, and then you mention the experience. Yeah. All right, so let's say, for example, I'm applying for a job, a role in marketing. All right, okay, this is what I have in terms of experience. Then you mention, because it's about the experience. Yeah. So the second question is, what experiences do you have for this role, Alex? Start off with Alex. Yes.
Mr. Hans. Okay, so the role that I'm applying for is junior accountant at DHL. Okay, so as you can see in my resume, I have all the hard skills that you're looking for in a candidate. I have experience in accounting. I've earned a distinction in my ACCA, and I even finished my internship at DHL within a shorter amount of time than it's. The hard skills that are relevant for this particular position. I also have the soft skills that you're looking for. I'm a clear communicator and a team player, and I owe these skills due to the fact that I'm always joining a lot of volunteer projects during my days in university, and this has built up my character in making sure that I can get the job done well. Besides that, I've been following this company a while now, and I think I have some ideas that I'm willing to share with the company to help them achieve their short-term and long-term goals. Thank you.
All right. Boris?
Well, for me, myself, previously during my university studies, I joined several exchange studies program, and as well as to Japan and also South Korea, and I learned a lot of the meals, for example, dishes there. So and I believe that my specialty would revolve around Japanese meals, for example, such as sashimi, and whatnot. And I believe that this company's meals and dishes emphasize on those dishes, and would seek for staff with those specializations. And also, aside from that exchange program, I also joined several volunteering programs in my university days and high school days, in which I helped to provide free meals to the needy, and basically applying my skills to help this needy stuff. And also, I joined this one apprenticeship program hosted by Mandarin Oriental, and it helps me to create and to improvise my skills in cooking and also those culinary. And that should be it.
All right, Priyanka?
Alright, for me, the experiences during university is that I have been a head for multi-department for various projects, and also I have helped to do like official posters and videos for my faculty and my university. So apart from me, like after university, I have interned in this story, like I said just now. So the client, usually the clients that we use, businessmen. So I had the experience of creating an interface that is creative, because usually they are of older demographics, so you have to like adapt to their taste and their liking. So that is one of the main experience that I had. So apart from it, like I also did a lot of freelancing. So that's how I accumulated my experience in serving clients and meeting the demand, hitting the target, and so on. So those are my experiences.
All right. All right. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Okay. Generally, the way you answer, it's very on the surface. I can't really get a lot of details about what you actually can do. You're talking about you volunteer, you intern, that's it. So you need to me, you need to explain to the interviewers, right? What exactly do you do during your internship? Like for example, for Alex, during your internship as accounting intern, what do you actually do? You do AR, AP, those kind of stuff, or reconciliations? You do, the journals. It is about mentioning those things. You don't go in there telling, okay, I have enough hard skills. What are the hard skills? You need to share with them, specifically what are the hard skills that you know. And the way you answer it as well, it has to be being curated towards the job scope that you're applying for. Yeah. So always look at the job scope. If in the job scope mentioned you need to do specific roles, you need to ensure that you mention that specific skill sets. All right, in the interview when people ask you this question. Yeah. All right, so that's number one. For Faris, I feel that you're talking about Japanese meals, right? It's really on the surface. So can I think it's best, you can share to the interviewers, what are the most important characteristics that you need to control, yeah, to ensure that you prepare a good tasting, good looking. I'm not sure, good smelling. I'm not sure, like Japanese food doesn't smell well anyway. Okay, that kind of thing, characteristics. So to ensure that you feel like you know everything, like of what that's supposed to be delivered. So because if you talk about Japanese food, yeah, I can prepare Japanese food, but I'm just a layman, not learning this art. But you are in that particular area of expertise, right? So you need to talk about Japanese food, the texture, how the rice going to be like. Let's say for example sushi, right? All right, how the rice is going to be like, and then the tamago, how the texture of tamago, should be. Most of I myself is a Japanese food. I like Japanese food. So if you go to different restaurants, right, the tamago, the egg, the yellow color thing on the top, have different textures. Some come in frozen, some come in, oh, nice, just melt in your mouth. So that kind of stuff, you need to go into that level of clarity to mention, on top in terms of what you have prepared. This is to show that you are someone who is your art. Because to me, it's about that. Same thing with Priyanka. You do your graphics. So what are the graphics that you do? What are the consideration that you do in terms of selecting colors and everything for the older demographics? I think this story is, just check on Google, is about it's an accounting software firm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do they, when you create posters for them, what do you take into consideration? That kind of stuff. So go into in-depth like that, because instead of sharing, on the surface itself, I'll just get, graphic design. Everybody knows graphic design, but when you go in them, then I know, how, what sort of expertise do you really have. It's about going there. A lot of answers you have like probably 2-3 minutes to answer that. A lot of your answers right now is probably less than a minute. So prepare into that level, because these are examples of what you can do, what you can offer them. Because if let's say, for example, if I see 10 candidates all together, all of them like 1 minute, but you provide more details, I'll be impressed with you compared to the rest of your competition. So that's what to answer that. Yeah. All right. So the third question is basically, okay, why should we hire you? Yeah. Alex, you start this question. Why should we hire you?
Okay, so I think that I am very you should hire me because of the experience I've had previously. For example, when I was interning at DHL, I learned about the preparation and the analysis of companies' financial records, which includes data management, analysis, consultation, and also the creation of financial statements, which are all crucial for the role of a junior accountant. When I was a barista at Starbucks, I think I learned one of the soft skills, which was having patience, because when you're working in the F&B industry, you build your character with patience, because I've had customers throwing drinks at me, and I have to cover the shifts for my colleagues, and all of these are things that you will have to face when you are in your work life later on. So simultaneously, I also learned how to multitask. Also, that's it.
All right. Okay, what about you, Faris?
Okay, well, for me myself, the thing that I learned the most during my apprenticeship program in Mandarin Oriental was that it is to have a lot of patience. And yeah, I'm definitely someone with patience and can definitely handle a lot of workload. And I believe that a lot of employers are seek for those qualities in the future stuff, especially in terms of the junior chefs, because to receive orders and making the food and culinary would require a high patience skill and also a very good obedience towards the order. And aside from that, it's actually correlate with my passion in Japanese meals, because those kind of skills are actually be associated with me since I joined the competition, and also it helps me to um, how do you say, showcase myself in my truest color. But of course, I am very passionate to learn new dishes and new types of arts, especially in this kind of field. And I believe that those kind of skills are being highlighted in the company's mission and motto to actually versatile to make their company much more versatile.
Right. Okay. What about you, Priyanka?
As for me, why I feel that I'm a good fit as a graphic designer in your company is that I can work under pressure. Usually, graphic designing in terms of doing posters or video editing and web design usually have high demand and has a very tight schedule. So I'm good at managing my time and meet the deadline on time. So if you take a look at my freelance Instagram account, you can see the testimonials over there. Apart from it, I'm also proficient. I'm well versed in multiple apps such as Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, After Effects, Serif Pro Plus, and so on. So that will make me a well diverse designer. So I know how to use multiple apps, and also my knowledge in animation might help me to create much more diverse product. And also I have handled clients directly, like in terms of my freelancing. So that will come handy because I would know what the clients, a gist of what clients would want and what they are looking for. So those are the reasons why I think I might be a good fit.
All right. I mean, all you guys, great answers. It's more, to me, it's more of a feel like answering the previous question. You give this in depth. I would prefer, the previous one. Share about your experiences. No, this is what I want actually in terms of what you have done, in terms of what you have, what they call that. Experience like during your internship and everything. But that's how it's supposed to be done. I know you are trying to market yourself right here. How you market yourself, you sell what you have in terms of your characteristics, soft skills, hard skills, and also whatever knowledge that you have in terms of the industry. Yeah, so those are the areas but I want to point out is at the end of every answers, right? You need to mention this. Therefore you mention this. Yeah, therefore I believe with all the skills and expertise that I have right now, I will be a great fit for your team, something along that line. put the emphasis that you'll be great candidate for them, like, instead of just ending it that way. Let them like a conclusion for them. And another thing is, since you are like, if you are in this situation where you are interning, you already intern in their company, right now you're applying for a full-time job, so you need to mention as well, you have the understanding of the corporate culture, how it works and the processes in the company, so you already done it before. So to me, that's a plus point, because what it's like, if I were to hire you, you already been with us for 6 months or anything, you just, first day you come, you can fly already, compared to someone who is never been us. I need to onboard you and everything, so to me, if you're applying for the same position, if you apply for a position for a company that you interned before, it is best to mention that as well. Yeah. So those are the areas that you talk about. All right. So that's question number 3. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Okay. What is your weakness, Alex? Yes. Weakness. What's your weakness?
Hello. Okay. I think when it comes to weaknesses in the workplace area is that I can be quite tense and serious, but I'm trying my best on toning it down a little bit and using my sense of humor with my other colleagues. It's that sometimes when I'm working, I'm trying to get my work done, trying to meet the deadlines, and I don't seem really approachable to them at times. But it's just because I want to make sure that I get my job done first. Only then we can have chit chat or yeah.
All right. Okay. What about you, Faris? Yeah.
Well, for me myself, as you can see from this session, I'm actually quite a shy and timid person, and I tend to love the conversation in an awkward manner and tone. But I keep trying to overcome those issues by attending a lot of conferences, especially in the culinary making, trying to showcase my creation through Instagram and my other social media and also YouTube channels. But also, I believe that I would try to improvise more in terms of those weaknesses, especially being timid and shy, especially when dealing with my employers. So I would try to ensure that I try to be friend with my colleagues first.
All right. What about you, Priyanka?
As for my weakness, so one of it is that I am slightly introverted. So people will feel like I'm a bit unapproachable. So that's one of the thing that it's a minus point for me. But usually I'll warm up given some time. So eventually it will get better. But apart from it, I tend to work a lot. I prioritize work a lot. So that can be quite hazardous to myself, I guess. So I'm trying to work on the balance between work and life, the to like make to balance it properly. So those are my weaknesses.
All right. Okay. All right. So when you talk about weaknesses, right, people actually want to know, how you are able to identify what you lack, and how you're trying to improve on it. You see. So a lot of times when we answer this question, it's best to start out with the type of weakness that you have identified. For example, just now you're being slightly introvert, right? So after that, what you need to do is you need to mention how this weakness is affecting you at the moment. So when you talk about being introverted, all right, it's basically it's hard for people to approach me. I feel hard to hold on to conversation with people and everything. But the most important thing of this answer is at the last part, which is why, not say why lah, what are you doing to improve on it? All right, there are some things that you can slowly improve on, by reading books, by practicing certain things. You see, so what you need to do, you need to actually mention, specifically what you're doing. Don't say that, today I feel, I can make myself feel not introvert like that. You don't say things like that. You need to make things that allows you to learn it and to improve it gradually, because for any weakness you already improve on it, it's not a weakness anymore, so that's how to answer that question. So to me, always go and find two of these weakness, and then share one during the interview. And just in case the HR people ask another one, all right, you can what they call that, share the other one, you don't want to go into the interview out of nowhere think about a weakness. That's that, to me, from my experience, it doesn't work. A lot of time you put your foot in your mouth, because you cannot close that loop that I mentioned just now. All right, so that's on your on generally but for Alex, tense and serious don't seem to be, to me, tense and serious is a good thing. I want my accountant to be serious, everyday work only, don't need to be very approachable. All right, I don't want you to socialize with the rest of colleagues, waste of time only. So go and, to me it's something good. I'm not sure why you say it's not good, but anyhow, you have your own reasons, all right. And for Faris, I mean, shy and timid, yeah, but again, it's about improving your shyness. How do you improve your shyness? It means meet more people. That's how it is. Right? When you face your weaknesses head on, right? It means that you can easily conquer it. In a matter of time. Same thing with Priyanka. He's talking about introvert. And I think is no work-life balance, lah. To me, as a young person, no worry, lah. What's the work-life balance for at this age? You have I'm not sure you got boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, then that one is later in life, like, spend 5-6 years in your life, build up the foundation first. All right, then only you think about that. So to me, I mean, the reason I'm bringing this up, because if I'm an interviewer, I meet someone as young as you guys, and then you talk about this. All right, I'll be like, okay, I'm from Gen Y, not Gen Y, I'm from Gen X, yeah. So Gen X have different expectation. You guys are millennials, Gen Y, I don't know. Even the worst one is the baby boomers, which is a generation above me. They will be surprised, how you guys think. So but in the end, really, the decision is done by them. So we need to ensure that whatever we share to them, is something that they can digest and understand. All right, so that's on the weakness. I'm not going to go to strengths, because a lot of you, I mean, you guys have mentioned all your strengths really. The hard skills, soft skill, characters, and everything is there already. All right, okay, the next question is basically, okay, where do you see yourself next 5 years, Alex? Where do you see yourself next 5 years? Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Franz, for the question. When it comes to seeing myself in the next 5 years, I hope to achieve the role of senior accountant. I know it's a very short amount of time to be promoted to that role, but considering all the skills that I have achieved, I think that I could achieve the role of senior accountant for DHL. That is all. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, while speaking of me myself in this type of particular field, I wouldn't dare say that I would actually go to become the chef executive or whatnot, but I would definitely say at least I would several ranks up from the junior chef, and possibly able to explore more and more types of dishes, and able to especially learn a lot of dishes from other culture, and possibly I could contribute more towards this company, because I believe that this particular company has a lot to offer, and has a lot to improvise from each and year. So I like to be one of the contributor to that particular mission.
All right. What about you, Priyanka?
So in 5 years, I look forward to be a renowned graphic designer, and also I would see myself a few ranks higher than my current role. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay, so you guys answer provided the answer half correct only. The most important part of this answer is at the front, which is you guys didn't mention. The most important thing is you need to mention, I will still be working with this company. Yeah, then only you talk about the rest of it. All right, because I mean, on my end, I don't care. You want to move up, you want to expand your skill set, whatever it is. If you're doing that in somebody else's company, I don't care. But if you're doing it with my company, yes, I do care. The reason is like this. A lot of companies, when they hire young people, junior people, fresh people like you guys, right? They would need to invest in times in teaching you in terms of the skill set, the knowledge, and everything. So if you were to talk about, you want to move up, but not in their company, they would think twice because I invested in you, and I mean for a period of time already, but I didn't get the thing yet. And a lot of times, they heard stories like where junior people, entry level people, they jump a lot, like hopping around jobs and everything. So that's a thing that scares them as well. So you need to ensure that with this answer, right, you need to assure them that you'll be with them for quite some time. Doesn't mean 5 years is 5 years. It could be a year, 2 years, doesn't matter. But as long as you're talking about I will still be working with this company, all right, with my position going up to senior level, or at least move up 1 or 2 position rungs, all right, up the corporate ladder, and also talking about your ability to take on larger responsibilities, right? More work to do lah. And the last part, if you can, you talk about, and then lastly, I'm able to train and coach junior people. After 5 years, really, you're not junior anymore, because you're already working. So it's time to do that. So that's how to complete the whole cycle. All right. So that's how to answer this question. Be a bit, we call it politically correct, give them what they want to hear first, which is I will still be working with this company. Then only you add on to the rest. All right. So that's on this question. All right. Okay, so I got another 5 minutes or so. Yes, another 5 minutes. Yeah. All right. So okay. The last question is basically I'm going to ask you. Is there any question is there anything you want to ask or not, Alex?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Han. So I would like to know how does DHL, or how does this specific company determine success in a particular position?
All right. Besides that,
I would like to I would know if you would be able to walk me through the daily tasks of a junior accountant here at DHL, because from what my internship experience was, might have different roles when you reach the junior level. So yeah.
Okay. All right. What about you, Faris?
Okay, so I'm genuinely curious at what type of specialized trading sets that will be offered by Mandarin Oriental, as I am very passionate to actually how do we say showcase this particular company to a much higher end to the members of the public. And also aside from that, speaking of the speaking of the competition, what type of value do you think should be implemented among the staffs?
All right. Okay. What about you, Priyanka? Couple of questions.
So I wonder about what kind of training sets that the BizStory might provide me with, and yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay. I mean, at least you guys. First thing is, you guys steer clear of the salary and benefit things, lah. A lot of times, the first question is how much is salary, yeah, or what sort of benefits, or what sort of working hours, and those to me are not what they call it essential during the first interview. Right? If you're talking about the second interview, then it's something else, like you can talk about it. But again, generally, we talk about all these questions. Yeah, it's good one, that Alex share. How the performance will be measured, and then also the daily processes or the working culture. So that's a good thing to ask, ask them about how the things works, how the company works. If you're like have more got idea, you can also ask what are the future plans of the company. At least they already asked you what are your future plans with that 5 years down the road, right? You can ask the same thing with them as well. Because to me, when you ask this kind of question, it shows that you are looking at long term. Long term meaning that you want to be there in the long run. And when you talk about trainings, right, a lot of companies, they provide on-the-job training. It means that as you do, I train you. There's no specific training available. Yeah, because what the master, let's say for example, you want to do culinary, French food, for example, Japanese food, you want to go, even in there, right? The chef is there already. Every day you shadow him, you work with him, then it's fine, So that's how to train. There's no specific programs and everything you can go most of the time. But even though there is, they would provide it to someone who is much more already been there, more stable already compared to a fresh person like you. All right. So that's how in terms of the training most of the time. All right. Okay. So good question to ask. Don't mean as long as it's still clear of those things that means something to you, like salary, benefits, that kind of stuff. Stay clear on that. All right. This is not the best time to ask. The best time to ask is when they ask you, what sort of salary are you looking for, and then you answer that question. All right. So that's basically in terms of the questions. All right. Well, okay. So I think we 9:40. I think we can proceed to the next part. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hans, and all the candidates for the demonstration. And thank you, Mr. Hans, for the constructive comments and also feedbacks to each participants. All right. So now we're going to move on to the next session. So one lucky participant will get a chance to be interviewed by Mr. Hans. So our technical team will share a link to our meeting room in the chat box. Anyone who wants to get the experience to be interviewed may click the link, and only one lucky participant will be admitted into our room and be interviewed by Mr. Hans. So this would be a great opportunity for you to obtain experience in a mock interview session, and Mr. Hans himself will give feedback to you. So yes, you can enhance your interview skills. So I think we can wait for a few minutes. Yeah. All right. So, dear participants, for our session now, we are going to choose, anyone who feels like wanting to experience an interview and maybe prepare for like their future interviews can just click on the link that has been sent by our team. Oh, all right. Okay, we actually already have the volunteer. All right. So, thank you. Okay, so without wasting our time, please welcome Nakyudin, our volunteer. All right, welcome Nakyudin. Can you please turn on your camera?
Hi, hello.
All right.
Nakyudin.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay,
Thanks for
so
tuning in. All right, so let's do a bit about a bit of a mock interview. Yeah. All right. Firstly, okay, can you share what sort of position that you're looking for?
Quite fortunately for me, I have an interview coming up next week
Okay, what
for an
position is that?
position.
Kerja apa tu
I'm
lah?
a information technology student, so something related to computer science lah, I hope.
Computer science. Okay. All right. So let's start. All right. First question I'm going to ask you is, okay. Thank you for coming for interview. All right. Can you please tell me a bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Nakyuddin. I'm a second year student here in FSKTM University Malaya. A little bit thing about me, I would like to share more about my professional life because I didn't have much of those. But more on I've been called by my friends as someone who is quite friendly, quite talkative as well. I can be reserved a lot of times as well for me. And by my colleagues and also by my superiors from the organizations that I've worked beforehand, they like to call me as someone who is very time oriented, meaning I'm very punctual. And I'm also like to voice out my opinions in terms of how things should be done. Lah.
No, that's
That,
it. Okay. All right. I think when you talk about your answer, right? In the end, there, you need to talk about your passion in IT. What drives you, to take IT or take on a role in IT? That to me would complement the answers better. Yeah, I mean, yes, I know you're friendly. You have the academic background. But what drives you? Especially for the role that you're applying. That's why I'm going to ask the role first. Talking about IT, let's say IT programmer or system analyst or whatever it is. You need to share. What motivates you. That would be a great closure for the answer. All right. So that's number one. Okay. Second question is, what experiences do you have that would enable you to perform this role?
Personally, to come back to the previous feedback from the previous question,
Yeah.
I actually don't have a lot of experience in IT. Funnily enough, I came to this degree quite without little to no background in computer science at all. So what intrigues me into coming to this degree, into this interview today, in this field in general, is because I wanted to challenge myself, because I think after I've done my foundation studies, I don't really have any passion in particular in any field at all. So I thought I would like to give computer science a go, and to my surprise, I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. I find programming to be very, very interesting. I like to do programming. I like to do database development. The things that I've learned in FSKTM really, really helped me grow as a person. If I may, can you please repeat the question just now?
It's basically, looking for your experiences. So you mentioned to me, you already, do database development and also IT programming, right? Can you probably share, in depth a bit about like one specific project that you have done for that? Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. So yeah, I haven't done a lot of competitions because my curricular development is completely different from the ones that I'm currently pursuing my field. For example, I emceed a lot. That's one thing, which is again completely irrelevant. But when it comes to my academic projects, for example, in my first semester, I did my fundamentals of programming. Again, I said that I came to this degree without any knowledge of IT at all. And I first tried my hand on programming on that very first semester. And unfortunately enough for me, my team for my project, for my fundamentals of programming project, they are unhelpful at all. That's very sad. So basically, I'm, as the students would like to call it, I'm carrying the team. So I was assigned to do a Tetris game. So basically, I need to program a Tetris-like game. And yeah, I did that all by my own, which to me just really shows that I can do things when I'm really committed to it, and might also as well show to you that I have a quite a good knack in programming in a natural sense. So for me to really qualify myself for this position.
Right. Okay, I mean, I'm still trying to pick up any hard skills. You know, you're talking a lot, you know, but there's nothing that I can pick up in terms of hard skills. There must be like something, let's say programming. What the hard skill? Coding, scripting. You know, those kind of stuff that you must mention in that answer of yours. Yeah, because else it's just you doing conversation. There's no particular keyword I can pick up. You know, I know your command of English is very good. You know that's very good for you. But you know when you answer question, you know, especially during interview, especially for technical roles like IT, right? You need to be specific in terms of the keywords that you use. Yeah, because if else people would, you can say IT, I mean programming as programming, but there must be certain things that is certain processes that is done during programming. You know, scripting, coding, debugging. You know, those are the things that is done during programming. You gotta mention that. I'm looking for that actually. So to me, to improve on your answer, try to include all those things in. To let them know the process. That's important. All right. So, okay, last question. Why should we hire you?
Um, so for this question, I think what's most important about me is that the commitment I have towards learning and studying. Again, to reiterate back, I came to this field without any prior knowledge in it. So what's good about me is that I'm really, really enthusiastic in this field in particular. So if you were to hire me, because again, this is an internship position, all that matters in the end is that I learn as much as possible, and maybe hopefully secure a permanent position later in the company. Hopefully, can. So yeah, I will try to learn as much as possible during my 6 months internship in your company, and hopefully, and I am quite intrigued as well as optimistic that I would apply for this position again in the future once I graduated as well. And I hope to utilize the skills that I've learned in my internship in your company as a permanent employee. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a good answer. Yes. But I mean, I feel that, if we talk about internship position, right, you gotta add in one more thing, you gotta tell them, I mean, to me as an intern, and if I may have had a chance to be intern here, I don't mind, working late a bit, because I believe that, after work is the best time to learn a lot of things. You gotta answer that. A lot of times, you can, if you ask me, I have a lot of interns, right? If you go for any internship, if you strictly follow it like 9 to 5, go there 9 o'clock, go back 9 to 5, right, you only learn so much. But if you stay back, if the culture is staying back, right? If there's some culture, office culture, they are straight, everybody go home, then you can't do anything, but those culture that stays back, you need to spend some time staying back. Then only you learn things. So you mentioned that, I don't mind stay back, to help out on things. And then you'll be a great addition to their intern team. All right. So that's to compliment your answer. Okay. So I think Farzana, I think we're done with 10 minutes already. So we go for the what they call that question. Yeah. All right. So straight to it, Q&A. Because I can't scroll down. Where I mentioned earlier. I managed to jot down a couple only. The rest, I'm not sure. Earlier, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's okay because our technical team will display the question on screen.
Okay.
All right, so I think we can just go straight to the question. So
go straight to the question, yeah. All right, I think okay. So the first question: what if our internship is not related to our field of study? To me, it's fine. It's totally fine. People understand that because if you're talking about any job, right? If you can't get whatever, let's say for example you're accountant, you can't get a job in finance, as an intern, it's fine. What you do is you go in there, you talk about your skill sets in terms of whatever you learn, accounting. Then then you talk about your internship. I'm sure if, let's say for example your internship is doing customer service, there are things to learn from there as well that can be applied or I mean can be amplified for your accounting job. Yeah, so don't worry about that. All right, so that's on the first question. All right, second question. No, as you coming up that answer question, right? Okay. I was also wondering whether the interviewer asked question with surprises or something that we weren't prepared for or have any idea of how do we tackle this situation. To me, there are a lot of questions that you can't prepare for every question. I can tell you, there are skills related, they are behavioral questions. To me, when we talk about answering them, right, to tackle them, okay, always remember, whatever answer that you provide is always think about what you can do for the company first before thinking of what the company can do for you. Remember that. So when they ask this question, you need to show something like how you can benefit them first, rather than you talk about how the company can benefit you. So that to me is the way to go. If let's say for example, let's say you have no idea how to answer that, you can always say at the moment, you're right, I have no idea how to answer that, but give me some time, I'll get back to you, I'll do some research later today. All right, I'm going to get back to you tomorrow with the answers. That kind of way, if you know that it's something that you can research on, so at least you can know you already don't know what, but at least you can save the situation by mentioning things like that, and make sure the next morning you give them the answer lah. A lot of students say like that, but in the end in the morning, the promise was not made. Was not fulfilled, sorry. Promise was made but not fulfilled. So you need to that's how to tackle it. All right, another thing, I caught a question just now. What about can we brag during the interview? Bragging, to me, bragging is something that during my internship I have the opportunity to do this and that and that and this and that, right? After that, a lot of times I was praised by my supervisor to that's good job, and also the PM, the managing director come down personally, thank me, doing that one to me is bragging. Because what is showing off that you got a lot of phrases like that. Yeah, you can talk one or two, all right, but not so many. The rest of the skill set that you mentioned there is not bragging. That's part of explaining what you can do for them. If you don't say that, there's nothing else to talk about. All right, so that's how to answer that. All right, any the question? Okay. All right. Do you think hand gesture and body language are needed to show confidence? Yes. The most important thing right now, we're talking about not say face to face, like interview through Zoom or any platforms. Yeah, it's about the voice and also your facial expression. All right. So it is depending, like not everybody would sound so optimistic, enthusiastic, whatever. It depends on your own particular sound. But again, don't be monotonous. Monotonous is like today we're gonna talk about interview. If you have any question, please answer me. To me, that's monotonous. If you were to listen to me the whole day like that, I switch off the whole platform already. Because what? It is boring. All right. So if you know that you speak like that, doesn't matter. Improve yourself. Put in a bit of highs and lows. Pause. If you think that is very important, and fasten it a bit if you feel that is something that you can fasten on. So that's how to show, because in the end of the day, body language and hand gestures, body language and the facial expression, right, will play a good role. Especially I throw you a question, can you share with me how do you handle stress? Suddenly handle stress. Like terkejut like that, right? Habis lah. Okay. It's about that. So, but when you talk about face to face, is a different thing because people can see you, the whole body. So when you talk about body, the first thing is don't shake. Shake. And I'm shaking, pusing. It shows that you're nervous. That kind of stuff. That's the thing. Don't shake. If you catch yourself shaking anything, your hand, your legs, whatever it is, stop yourself. Mentally stop. Then you stop. Then you follow. Because it is something that takes time to weed out. All right. Okay. So that's basically on your body language. Yep. The next question. Okay, tattoos and piercing, minus point for corporate eyes. Yes, you got tattoos, you got piercing. The piercing, take it out, take it out, especially for the guys, lah. All right, and tattoos. If most of the time, you're wearing. Okay, we talk about how you wear in the corporate interview, right? It's basically cover a lot of space. Unless you got a tattoo in your palm, your hands, then it's different story lah. All right, but most of the time you tattoo on the shoulder, whatever it is, that one doesn't matter. You wear a long sleeve shirt, that's it. All right, don't let people see that basically, because what it is. People are still conservative lah. That's the thing. But unless you see the manager is also got tattoo, then it is fine for you lah, because they can accept it. All right, so that's on tattoos and piercing. All right, any question? Any other question? All right, one of the advice I get is look at the interviewer as your friend. Is that a good thing? To me, if you can, it's not to say good, look at it as your friend. Try to make a friend with the interviewer, because what in the end of the day, likability, is a very high parameter, yeah, that you need to build up. Skill sets. I've seen people, who have like really, really good fit in terms of their skill set, but the interviewer doesn't like that person, that don't get hired anyway. But let's say, for example, you got like 50% skill sets, but that particular interview really likes you, that person's going to get hired. That's the thing. So that's basically in terms of being a friend. So what you do is you got to make a friend. So how are you going to make a friend? Always, try to be impressed with them. Do a bit of research about the interviewer. Their background, and then when you know the background, you ask a bit of questions to like, for example, or let's say, for example, your guys are both from Kuantan, for example. Yeah, you tell them, find an opportunity, ask a question. From my research, you're also from Kuantan. I know which part, because I'm from Kuantan as well. That kind of way, So then you build up some sort of commonality to build up the friendship, because in the end of the day, once you get hired, you're going to work with that boss for some time, then it's good to what they call create a friendship that way. All right, so that's on that. Last question. Yes. Okay, when would be the suitable time to ask the range of salary? Okay, when they ask you, how much are you looking for? That's the best time. Don't go out of the blue telling them, okay, ask them, may I know what sort of salary you guys offering? Don't ask that question. Show more what they call it, enthusiasm about the job, rather than what they can offer first. Because right now, it's about you. Right now is the employer's market. There's a lot of employees out there looking for a job. All right, there's not much job. Probably, to me, economy is a cycle. Right now is a low cycle. Later, probably 5 years down the line, it's a higher cycle. So at this moment, we try to steer clear of this question. Let them ask you, then only you answer. All right. I know salary is important, but if you but there's one more important thing, is you gotta ensure that you do the work first, more interested in the work first. If you have to hire someone, I prefer to hire someone which is more interested about the job rather than the salary. Yeah. So that's the thing with this question. All right. All right, back to you, MC. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Han, for the answers and all the comments. All right. So I think we have reached to the end of our workshop. But before that, I think we can switch on our camera, our team, before we end our session for a photography session. All right. Technical team will take the picture, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. I think with that, our session has come to an end. So I hope that all the participants can get a lot of things from this session, and we can and we help you guys with your upcoming interview in the future. Again, I would like to thank Mr. Hans and all the participants for making time in our busy schedules to join here this morning. Plus, it's Saturday, so thank you so much. And on behalf of the organizer, I would like to apologize if there are any unplanned occurrences throughout the event. So with that, Assalamualaikum and thank you.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hans.